Hey everybody, this is Alan Verlander with High School 912 presented by CSI Companies. We're so excited about financial literacy. We all need financial literacy, and you're going to learn a lot tonight about financial literacy that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. We want to thank our partners here. I'm standing in the lobby of Alive Credit Union, and we want to thank our partners from Alive. They've been awesome. They're going to teach you a lot of stuff tonight, so make sure you pay attention and enjoy.
Hi, and good evening. We at Alive Credit Union, partnered with High School 912, are excited to welcome you to our financial literacy seminar. Over the next 6 weeks, we will be introducing you to financial literacy concepts and how it will prepare you to enter into the financial world. So go ahead, pull up a chair, take some notes, and let's talk about our finances. So my name is Caroline Aldridge. I am a certified credit union financial counselor with Alive Credit Union. I'll be discussing our financial concepts over the next 6 weeks with you guys. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. My email, we have calivcu@alivecu.coop, and also by phone at 904-296-1292, extension 7426. With that being said, let's go ahead. So who doesn't like free money? I know I do. I love free giveaways. So for each Tuesday night, we will be giving one lucky winner $250. So to enter in, type your name in below and stick with us till the end of the presentation for this opportunity to win $250. So beginning for each presentation, I'll be giving you a slide talking about a quote and statistics of what we're going to be discussing. So for this week, we will be discussing budgeting. Our quote for the week: budgeting isn't about limiting yourself, it's about making the things that excite you possible. Author unknown. So a couple of fun facts just to get us warmed up. Did you know that U.S. money is actually not made of paper? It's actually made 75% cotton, 25% linen. So essentially it's made of the same material of your clothing. So not paper at all. There are 293 ways to make $1. And also there's an ATM machine located in Antarctica. And it is owned and operated by Wells Fargo, which to no surprise is one of the largest financial institutions in the world. So a couple of statistics regarding budgeting. 28% of teens stated that managing a budget is important and that they wanted to learn the required skills. 44% of teens are in the workforce with their first job. And 87% admitted that they know little or nothing about budgeting and wanted to learn more skills. So we're going to talk about a couple of different items today that you may not be familiar of. We're going to talk about the difference between gross pay and net pay. We're going to talk about a budget, what it is. We're going to discuss expenses, your emergency fund, what is debt, and what is general savings. So to start on top, we're going to discuss the schedule for the next 6 weeks. I'm going to introduce you to a slide that we have about Bonsai, which is a free resource that we have available for everyone to view. We're going to dig deep about financial literacy and why it's important. I'm going to talk to you about budgeting, why we do it, different methods of budgeting, and some budgeting tools. And then at the end, we're going to go over our crossword puzzle that you would have been emailed and also go over who our winner is of tonight's prize. So over the next 6 weeks, we will be discussing 6 different topics. Today, we'll be discussing budgeting. We'll be discussing banking next week, savings, borrowing, life skills, and also preparing for college. As I mentioned, we do have a free resource available for everyone. It's called Bonsai. On Bonsai, you can access this website at any time. You have courses, you have topics, you have articles, you have collections of articles depending on what type of topic you're looking for, available at any time. You can reach Bonsai at the link below. So www.alivecu.teachbonsai.com/wellness. You can also look at the calculators. You can do budgeting. You can speak with virtual coaches. It's a lot of helpful information for you. I recommend that you check it out, look at the different articles, and see what you can find. So what is financial literacy? So financial literacy essentially is knowing what your finances are, how to spend, how to save, and how to manage your money. So today we're going to talk about, introducing you how to manage your budget, how to borrow money and be responsible about it, paying for your different types of insurance, and saving for retirement. So financial literacy not only helps you do all of that, but it also gives you the ability to take control of your finances. So why should you become financial literate? Your teens, right? So why is it important to know what this is now? Well, it helps you build healthy financial habits for the future. It'll help you learn how to avoid unnecessary debt, which nobody wants debt. Nobody wants to be in their 20s and have to file bankruptcy. And it helps you understand the importance of savings and how it can help you reach your goals. So you may have noticed, if you're a teen that's working currently, that you have a difference in your pay stub of what you're actually paid and what your employer pays you. We call this the difference between gross pay and your net pay. So your gross pay is what you're paid before your deductions are taken out. And by deductions, I mean your insurance, Medicare, any deductions, income tax, any other deductions that you may have for 401k, things of that nature. So your net pay is actually your take-home pay. So this is your pay that you receive in your direct deposit or your paycheck stub. So once you know how much you're paid, if you're paid on a regular basis, if you know what your general hours are, you have a good idea of what you're working with. If you know what your bills are, you can budget. So what is a budget? So a budget is a plan to make your money do what you want it to do. So why do you need a budget? You know what you want to do with your money. You know you want to spend, you know you want to go out, you know you want to get the newest game, right? Well, you got to prioritize your spending. You don't want to have your paycheck spent and then you're like, where's my money? Now I don't have money for my phone bill. You got to make sure you prioritize your bills. So today we'll be talking about 5 different types of budgets. There is no proper way to budget. It's all guaranteed, it's all geared towards your needs and what you're looking for. But these are just 5 examples of budgets that can help you. We have the zero-based budget that we'll be talking about, the pay-yourself budget, the envelope system, the 50-30-20, and the no budget. So we're going to dive right in, start talking about the different types of budgets, what we can do with these budgets, and who they're better for. So to first start off, we have the zero-based budget. This is where you take your income and you put all your expenses in down to zero. So every dollar is accounted for. This is best for people that have trouble with overspending. It's best for people that have set incomes. So there's less room for error when you're budgeting, but it is more time consuming. And then we have the pay yourself budget. So this budget is geared towards savings. A lot of people prioritize their bills, which they should, but you need to also prioritize your savings. You need to prepare for any unexpected expenses. You need to prepare for any large purchases. We mentioned earlier that we want to avoid unnecessary debt. We want to make sure we have the funds so we can go on that trip, buy that ticket. We want to make sure that we don't have to put it all on a credit card and then we're struggling to pay it back. So this type of budget is best for someone who struggles with savings, like I mentioned. It's where you set a specific amount aside. So whether it be $5, $50, it doesn't matter. Every little bit counts. And then we have our envelope system budget. This is similar to the zero-based budget, but it's with cash only. If you have a large paycheck, you may not be comfortable with this type of budget because it involves taking all the cash out and separating it in different budgets, or different envelopes rather. So you have your envelope that's just for your rent. You have your envelope that is just for your bills, for light bills, for example. You have your car insurance. You have your savings, whatever your specific envelopes are, and then you take the cash out and put them in. And then once that cash has been spent, you can't spend anymore. So if you overspend in one category, for example, if you go out to eat too much, you have to deduct from a different category. So this really helps you know where your money is going. If you can say, hey, I spent way too much money eating out, now I don't have money for my car insurance, then you know, hey, maybe I should stop eating out so much and focus on, making sure my bills are paid before that extra is taken care of. Like I mentioned, it's good for someone that's okay with carrying cash. If, most teens, you guys are working part-time jobs. You're making a couple $100s. This could be ideal for you. Like I said, it's all just depend upon your preference. If you don't feel like carrying cash, it's quite all right. And then we have our 50-30-20 budget. So this kind of really breaks down into the nitty-gritty of your savings and your wants. So 50% of your paycheck goes towards your wants, or your needs rather. 30 goes towards your wants, and then the 20% goes to your savings or debt payments. So with this, you save, your debts are paid, and also you get to spend a little on what you want, which is great. This is great for new budgeters. Like I said, and make sure that your debts are paid, and make sure that you put a little bit aside. It can be customized to fit your needs. So depending on if your needs are so high and your wants are so low, you can make it work for you. And then we have the no budget, which is something a lot of us struggle with. I know I personally struggle with this. It's where you just say no. It's where you don't spend money that you don't have, which sounds a lot easier than it really is. So this is where you constantly keep an eye on your checking account, make sure that you know what's pending, know when your reoccurring bills are. This makes sure that every dime is accounted for. And then if you have anything extra, instead of spending it on like a new concert ticket or shirt, you put it into savings. Everything for this budget is diverted to emergency savings to prepare you for any unexpected emergency. Say your car broke down, medical emergency, things of that nature. This budget, I don't really like it, I'm going to be honest. I think that we all should be able to take care of our needs, take care of our wants, and then save a little on the side. So we have a couple of different budgeting tools. For a lot of people, they use their mobile app. With mobile banking, you have access to view your checking account, savings account balance at all times. You have access to see what you're spending your money on, which is great, because if you're just swiping that debit card and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, you're like, where did all my money go? So this can keep you in the know of what you're spending your money on. Do I need to spend less? How much money do I have left to spend on what I want to spend? Great budgeting tool. If you know how much that you have, then you know what you can spend. There's plenty of money management apps out there. A lot of us are using our smartphones. We have Pocket Guard, we have Mint. There's quite a few apps, or if you're old school like me, use a budget binder. So with a budget binder is you take kind of like the envelope system and you customize it. I like pretty things, so I like to draw, make it different colors. You open up the binder and you have your sleeves for everything you want to budget. So you would have your sleeve for your rent, you have your sleeve for your car insurance, your credit card bill, things of those natures. You make it out with your due dates. You have your to-dos, like, oh, I got to pay my rent today. You can make it any way you want. I like this. I like the flexibility, but again, most of us are on the go. Most of us have our cell phones. It's a lot easier to manage with an app. So with that being said, we do have that crossword puzzle that we sent out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We're going to test our knowledge with that puzzle and then see who our winner is of the $250 giveaway.
Being a high school student isn't easy, and sometimes all they need is just a little help. That's the goal of Jacksonville High School 912. We are committed to furthering the success of the entire student in academics, sports, and life. To collaborate and support high school students and athletes to reach their dreams and increase their chances for success after graduation. Jacksonville High School 912. Academics, sports, life. Established by Airstream Ventures.
High School 912 would like to thank the following sponsors for contributing to this program: Airstream Ventures, TIAA Bank, Bono's Barbecue, Land South Construction, CFX Office Technology, Jacksonville Sports Radio 1010XL, Baker's Sporting Goods, Duval Motor Company, PGA Tour Superstore, One Call, CSI Companies, Regency Centers, Fortegra, Brassfield and Gorey General Contractors, Covenant Roofing, Dailies, North Florida Electrical Benefit Fund and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the YMCA, Channel 4 The Local Station, Florida State College at Jacksonville, U.S. Assure, Wellhouse Company, and Gemstone Media.
Hi, and welcome back. So let's test your knowledge and go over the answers for this week's crossword puzzle. So we have our budgeting crossword puzzle that you all were emailed. So let's see if you got the answers right. So we have one down: games, concert tickets, tattoos. These are wants. Going back to our wants and our needs, these are items that you don't necessarily need. These are items that after your bills have been paid, you're free to spend your money on. Number 2 down, we have the ability to understand and use various financial skills. This is financial literacy at its core. This is using your tools and your knowledge, whether it's budgeting, knowing about your mobile apps, anything related to your finances that can make it easier for you to know what your money's doing. So 3 down, we have income minus expenses equals 0. This is our zero-based budget system that we were talking about. This is where you take all of your net income and you budget it down until you have nothing left. So you pay your bills, you get your wants taken care of, you put some aside. So at the end of the day, you have 0 left. Everything's accounted for, but again, it is more time consuming. Now, down for number 4, we have what you're paid before taxes and deductions. This is your gross pay. Again, it looks like you're getting paid, say $500. And you're like, oh, great, I got this large paycheck. And then you see you're actually only getting paid this much. So your gross pay, again, is what you're paid before your deductions. For 5 down, we have the cost required for something. This is your expenses. So your rent, your gas, your phone bill, these are all different types of expenses. These are all things that you have to purchase. We have for number 8 down, your housing, your transportation, and your food. These are your needs. These should be prioritized before anything. Before you go out and you make large purchases or go buy concert tickets, you need to make sure that your housing is taken care of, your rent's paid, mom and dad's paid, if they charge you rent. Make sure that you have enough food until next payday. Make sure that your car's in good working order. You want to make sure that whatever you need is taken care of. For 10 down, we have a plan to make your money do what you want it to do. That's what we've been talking about today. It's budgeting, your budget. So essentially, plan to make your money do what you want to do. Do you want it to pay down debt? Do you want it to buy a large purchase? Do you want to save? It's whatever your needs and wants are. For 6 down, or 6 across rather, we have what you're paid after taxes and deductions. That's your net pay. That's what you're going to see in your paycheck. It's what you're going to see your direct deposit. This is the tangible amount of cash that you have to spend. For 7 across, we have money that's owed to one person, organization, or government. This is debt. So if you borrow $20 from your parents, that's a debt. If you have a car payment, that's a type of debt. If you have credit card bill, debt. Any sort of financial obligation that you have to pay. Number 9, we have similar to zero base, but with cash. That's going back to our envelope system. That's the type of budgeting where, again, you take all of your cash out and you put it into specific envelopes based on what you're trying to spend. So you have your envelope, again, for your rent. You have your envelope for your car payment. If you overspend in one category, you have to deduct from another. Going back, if you eat too much and go out too much, you have to deduct from that to take care of your other bills. So have it. And then our last one, we have 11 across, primarily focuses on savings and debt repayment. This is the pay yourself first budget. It's my favorite budget. I like hearing, I'm going to pay myself first. So you prioritize your debt payments and your savings. Make sure you put a little aside each check, whether it's, again, $5, $10, it all adds up. In later presentations, we will be talking about interest, compound interest, and how you can put a little bit in a savings account, and with the interest adds up, you can make money off of it. So how did we do? Everybody got the right answers? I'm sure you did. So before we get to it, do we have any questions? Does anybody have anything they'd like to discuss further? Or are we just eager to know who the $250 winner is? All right, so now the moment we've all been waiting for. And our winner for the $250 gift giveaway is Henry! Congratulations, Henry. So what I'm going to need you to do, if you're still with us, please type your name in the chat. And then what we're going to do, if you could give me a call or give me an email, that way we can get the $250 to you. That would be greatly appreciated. So congratulations again. So we've covered quite a few topics today. We talked about the introduction for financial literacy, what it is, why it's important. We kind of went over a budget, what a budget is, 5 different methods of budgeting, which again, we have the 50, 30, 20, the envelope system, pay yourself first. We have the no budget, which is again, the least favorite. And we also touched a little bit about, what we're going to do for next week. So since we have a question, let's see. Does gross pay change from job to job? Absolutely. That's a great question. So your gross pay is dependent upon how much you're paid hourly and how many hours you work. So different jobs obviously are going to pay you different rates. But of course, if it's the same line of work, you could potentially be paid the same. So for example, you work at a grocery store, say Publix. You're paid $10 an hour, and then you work 40 hours. So as long as your rate doesn't change, and as long as your hours don't change, that gross pay is going to stay the same. If you go to a different job and they pay you more, your gross pay is going to change. Great question. Do you have any other questions? Perfect. So what we're going to do next week, join us. We're going to dive into the topic of banking. We're going to be discussing the different type of financial institutions, why you should choose a credit union over a bank. We're going to talk about opening your first checking account if you don't have one already. We're going to talk about proper debit card usage. Go over everything that you need to be financially set for the banking world. Again, my name is Caroline Aldrich. And on the behalf of the Live Credit Union and High School 912, I thank you for stopping by with us and learning a little bit about budgeting and attending our Session 1 for financial literacy. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week.